If you've got one of these trucks, you know the factory head units are absolutely garbage. They were garbage when they came out, and here in 2023, well, they're basically useless. Especially mine being a 2015, it doesn't have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. They didn't introduce that until 2016. It's pretty terrible. So it's time to upgrade the head unit on that truck. It's gonna be a massive 14-inch screen, and it's plug and play. And it looks really, really good. I'm excited for you guys to see it. Let's unbox it, get it installed, and show you guys what it's all about. Doing it again, upgrading my head unit in the Duramax. It's another Tesla style large screen, except this time it's a newer model and it's over 14 inches. I'm excited to get it installed. Transparency, guys, AU Car did send this unit to me for free, and there's nothing wrong with the old unit. The old unit works perfectly. I just did a video on it, but this is an upgrade, and I can't pass up the opportunity to make an upgrade and to make a video. I think this is going to look pretty sweet in there. I hope this one works just as well as the last one because I have no complaints about it. In fact, I love it. The last unit I installed was Phoenix Automotive. That was about 6 or 7 months ago. I replaced the factory radio because the factory radios in these trucks are terrible, and mine being a 2015, it didn't have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto at all. That radio went in super smoothly and easily, plug and play, and I've had no issues with it. With that being said, it's time to pull this radio out of here, which is super simple. It basically just yanks out without any bolts. It's just some clips holding it in. Unplug it, and then the new one should be just as easy of an installation. Plug and play, plops right in there, no wiring, simple DIY. And here you can see the main differences are size and color. The new one extends up past to make it larger, and it's also a closer color to the factory OEM trim. Now I do have to transfer over the metal clips to actually hold it in there. I gotta swap the heated seat buttons. Well, time to throw it in the truck. This install is really easy anyway. It's plug and play. Everything. No cutting and splicing of any wires. It is all plugged in now. I think I can fire it up. I don't see a whole lot of reasons to think it wouldn't work. Oh, we have power. Too bad it's a 1500. Lame. We've got power, guys. Now I just have to go through about 1 million settings. Man, this looks really nice. Okay, give me some time. Let me go through some settings and get this thing working. Slight update. I got the unit working, Apple CarPlay wirelessly working, but I need to dive into the factory settings, and I can't because I don't know the password. So I emailed AU Car to see if they can give me the password. I had to do the same thing on the old head unit, so I need to get the reverse cam working. Now you might be wondering to yourself, well, how does the climate control work now that all of the buttons are gone? Well, there are a couple of ways. Number one, you have all of the buttons on the sides. You can control how you want them to operate. Now your other option is right down here. You can actually adjust from here. Just by touching on it, it brings up the whole system. So over here I can set that to what I want. I can set this to what I want. They're independent. Now what else you can do? This knob here changes the temperature and you hit power, turns it off. Very simple. What I like to do personally is just put it on auto, sync both sides, and I use this knob to adjust accordingly. Swipe it, gets out of the way, you're done. Just like the old unit, the whole thing is shifted off to one side, which that's in the settings as well. So I just need their help to be able to dive into that. While I'm waiting for that, I figured why not do the steering wheel controls, because I wanted to do it on the last one and I never got around to it. So I'm gonna get the steering wheel controls to work. The volume up and down work just like the last unit, but the skipping back on the radio don't. I think I have to tear this lower dash apart, plug in some stuff. I don't think it's very hard. I gotta install this plug, and I think I have to remove this lower part and then plug it in up there. I don't think this is gonna be very difficult. I wanted to do this on the last one, I just never got around to it because I was lazy. Oh boy, I don't know what I'm looking for. That's the right one. That sure is tight in there. I gotta run this wire to the radio. That really wasn't so bad. I probably should have done that on the old radio because it was just not difficult. Anyway, we'll try that one, see what happens. Oh, nice, and the button works. Nice. Let's put the steering column back together without breaking anything. Looks perfect. It's hard getting all those wires and stuff back in there. Now, I believe I'm gonna fully install it right now, get it all set in there. I might have to pull it back out to make some changes, but for now, I'd like to have it in there when I'm messing with settings and doing all that. Plus, I just wanna see what it looks like. Now, there are a ton of wires back here. Freaking maneuver out of the way, you know, because I've done this. It's automatically connecting to my phone. I didn't touch anything, so that's solid. This is what I have to shift over. You guys see here, it's all off to the right, which is exactly what the last one did. I just got to dive into the settings and fix that. But Apple CarPlay is working beautifully. Steering wheel controls working perfectly. Yes. Well, after much internet searching, I was able to find the password, and now we are into the settings menu. I don't know why it needs a password, why it has to be hidden. So this is super similar to the old tablet, I should say. So I'm gonna go through here, see what I can find, and hopefully get everything working. A little more messing with the settings, and then I actually hooked up that camera cable to a different spot on the harness, and now everything works perfectly. So we still have the upgraded camera wiring harness, and obviously the upgraded camera, but I think I have everything working and working really well. Factory settings and the factory home screen and all the vehicle settings that come with the factory stereo. What happened to them? Let me show you. So all I have to do is hit home. Here we have the home screen. Let's go to console.
See NissanUSA.com for details.
And turn that way down. You can also see here I was able to get the settings correct, and the home screen is centered perfectly in the radio. And here are one of the options you can have for the center console. This you can change. I turned the lights on. Now it's in a dark mode. This is another way of doing climate control, is by going to the home screen. During the daylight, it's like that. So here at console, hit the home button. It works just like factory. So you can go to your settings and go to all your vehicle settings just like you would with the stock radio. Vehicle, climate, air control, quality, auto fan speed, and you can change all the factory settings just like you normally would. Another nice quick little feature is you can actually look at the rear camera anytime you want, whether you're driving or not. So if you're driving, you want to see what's behind you, you're pulling a trailer, etc. Really handy, you can click on that. You can actually add in a bunch more cameras, 360, top view, front view, and you can access them at any time as well. Very, very handy unit. So if you're worried about losing factory settings, anything like that, you don't have to worry about it. You can access everything just like you could with the factory radio. Just one thing left to do. The lines work just like the old one, and it still has the little radar looking thingamabobber, so I don't run into things. Apple CarPlay automatically connecting as it should. Just gotta confirm everything's still working. Yep. Working absolutely flawlessly, just like the old one, except bigger, better, brighter, newer, faster, stronger. I'm ecstatic about this end result, guys. Huge shout out to AU Car for sending me this unit. It works just like the old one. It works, all the functions work, except now it matches better. The actual painted trim matches the high country kind of pewter-ish looking color. Pewter, that brings back memories. The upgraded camera and cable work perfect with it. The lines still work. Apple CarPlay works perfectly wirelessly, which is the only way I'll ever use it. I do still have that cable run, so technically I could plug it in. You want to charge your phone, anything like that. The fit and finish is excellent. Super easy to install. It comes with all the wiring that you need. Now I also installed the harness, so the steering wheel controls work fully and completely, which is awesome. I should have done that on the old unit. And one big thing that I noticed, which is a huge upgrade, this screen is brighter than the old one. I mentioned in the original install video that screen wasn't that bright. Now it didn't really affect me, but I like to keep my stuff in night mode all the time. I actually changed it to day mode because the night mode was a little too dark during the day. But this, at least thus far, it's a sunny day, is significantly brighter than the old unit. That's a huge upgrade. Plus, the screen's bigger. It looks more modern. It's awesome. I love this thing. And just like the old one, I will do a review in about 6 months to let you guys know if there's any issues. Links to this are below. Hope you enjoy.